Imagine this. Instead of chasing clients, they come to you pre-qualified. Instead of fixing contractor nightmares, you work with reliable partners. Instead of the Sunday scaries, you have real weekends with real time off. This doesn't have to be a fantasy. It's what happens when you build an intentional professional community. Let me show you how. Do you ever feel like no matter how many hours you put in, you were just treading water? That is not an accident. It's how modern work culture today is designed. We're usually told that more hustle equals more success, but here's what most people don't realize. That system is a broken mess. Now, many of us in the California housing industry have gotten texts from clients while we're trying to fall asleep. We've had to deal with a last-minute crisis on a deal we thought was closing. We've had big fluctuations in our earnings from month to month. We close a big sale and we think life is amazing. And then we spend the next few weeks chasing terrible leads and wonder if we made the right choices in our career. This can be exhausting. Now, over half of real estate agents say their workload stress is overwhelming, and it shows up in ways that most of us just can't ignore. Whether we're snapping at our family, we're dreading work that we used to love, just that constant background anxiety. But beyond the emotional and psychological problems, when you're always in hustle mode, you are actually less effective. You're working harder and getting less done. So we make rush decisions just to keep our income flowing. We take on bad clients because we're desperate for a deal. We use contractors who cut corners, and then we waste our own time fixing their mistakes. So we've been sold this idea that grinding is a virtue and that it will inevitably lead to success. But from my 20 plus years of successes and failures in this industry, I found that grinding and hustling only guarantee exhaustion and burnout. And burnout is not a badge of honor. It is a signal that your system is not working. The problem isn't you. It's the solo hustle model itself. When you're constantly running ads, you end up chasing a lot of cold leads. When you're constantly chasing cold leads, you have no energy left for long-term growth. And if you have no long-term system in place for sustainable growth, you end up going through this exhausting cycle over and over again. That is why so many professionals end up burning out despite being great at their jobs. What if instead of chasing cold leads, you had a network sending you quality referrals? What if instead of micromanaging deals, you had trusted partners who handled their own parts on their own? What if instead of spending hours on the phone cold calling random people, you got to spend hours on the phone talking to people you already know and like instead? Now, this is not for everyone. Some people would rather spend their time hunting than farming. There's a real estate agent coach on YouTube who teaches new agents how to be successful by spending 4 hours a day cold calling prospects. And he apparently can point to students who have made real money through this method. But that is my nightmare. I hate cold calling people. I would much rather spend my time building a community and working through referrals than going through an endless cycle of one and done relationships. And to me, being successful is about more than just making money. Being successful means enjoying the work that I do too. So if you're the type of person that doesn't want to keep grinding forever, there is a solution. It's not about hustling harder. It's about building and maintaining better relationships. And the best part? You probably already know a lot of people who could transform your business. You might just need to shift your mindset or join a better team. Now, the smart alternative. This isn't just about networking. It's about building a community where everyone benefits. All right, let's take a real estate agent who builds one relationship with one contractor and one relationship with one designer. Every time they get a listing, the contractor handles the repairs while the designer stages the home. Their properties hit the market faster, sell for more, and the clients end up thrilled. The agent doesn't have to waste time coordinating with new vendors or fixing mistakes. The contractor gets steady work without having to get into these bidding wars, and the designer gets to build their portfolio with high-quality projects. In these scenarios, everyone wins. Now, professionals with these types of relationships report higher incomes with less stress. Agents in a collaborative network close more deals with fewer headaches. Contractors with steady referral partners spend less time and money marketing and more time doing the work that they love. One study found that professionals in strong networks earn 20% more on average while working fewer hours. So why don't more professionals build these types of networks? It is not about ability, it is about approach. Most networking focuses on meeting new people, not activating the connections you already have. Most networking focuses on creating new relationships instead of making your existing relationships stronger. Most networking focuses on calling more people when you should be calling fewer people more often. Okay, there are 3 simple ways you can start building a professional community that leads to more enjoyable, sustainable, long-term success. First, just start by reaching out to people you already know. Your phone is probably full of contacts. We've got past clients, coworkers, colleagues, all people who might need help with something. Ask them what they're working on or what they need, and see if you can connect them with someone else in your network. See if you can become a matchmaker, which is an incredible way to add value to people you already know. Second, pay attention to the people you interact with while you're on the job. Which coworkers or vendors or partners or clients do you naturally just click with? How can you turn one good interaction into a working relationship? And even better, how can you create referrals for them while opening the door for referrals in return? Now, third, join a professional community that's designed to help you do all of this. Surround yourself with people who believe in creating strong, mutually beneficial relationships. And yes, we just so happen to be one of those communities. So if you're ready to grow your network and your business the sustainable way, we'd love to have you join our waitlist by clicking the link below. Now, real success is about making real money while doing work that you really enjoy. But when you're surrounded by the right people, you're far more likely to experience this type of success. So if this resonates with you, please consider joining the California Housing Collective. We're creating a movement here where collaboration outweighs competition and where your peace of mind matters as much as your bottom line. The path to sustainable success is way better when you're not walking it alone. Keep learning, keep building, and keep connecting. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.